Just a little bit about Danny. This past season, his average for the year, if we took it to 18 holes, it was right around 78 strokes. Danny at the regional this year shot a 73, which was tied for third. And in golf, when you're in the regional, to get to the state finals, you have to finish in the top 3 teams. And we finished second, and mainly because of our 2 seniors today, Danny and the one we'll be talking about in a minute, Austin. Danny, I believe, finished with the 43rd, 41st at the state tournament, something like that. And if you think about that, the state tournament, there's 100 golfers there, but if you think about going back to the sectionals, there's well over 1,500 golfers in the state of Indiana who play at the varsity level. And Danny ended up, I think, 43rd. Remember, he was only a junior last year. That's one thing I've got an advantage over Coach Miller. The girls' season's already over, so he doesn't get them. I still get these guys for another season, so that really is pretty exciting. Danny's been all city for 2 years. He was all regional this year. He tied for the Angola individual championship this year. And he will be attending DePaul University. Let's give Danny and his family a round of applause. And next we have Austin Vukovitz. Austin, you want to stay? Well, you're right here beside me. I didn't realize where you were. Austin supported this morning by his parents, Ashley and Frank Vukovitz, and his sister Morgan. So if you guys could at least wave. Thank you, guys. You know, there's an old saying, if you guys listen to the Pacers, about Lance Stevenson, they call him born ready. Well, some people would say that Austin was born ready when he came to Cathedral to play golf. And he does have natural hand-eye coordination and everything like that. But he also works his rear off. And same with Danny, too. You couldn't ask for people who work harder. But Austin, I was talking to one of our sophomores the other day, and I said, how often are you working in the gym? Or not the gym, but on your golf swing. He said, 2 or 3 days a week. I said, how many days do you think Austin's working? He said, 6 or 7. And absolutely true. If you want to be good, if you want to be great, it's all about work ethic. And Austin has exemplified that from day one. If you take his stroke average for the year, it was right around 73.2 for his 18-hole average. He shot a 72 at Crooked Stick, which you guys know Crooked Stick's a pretty hard course. He finished second in that tournament. Shot a 70 at the city. He finished second. Danny also tied for second at that tournament. Austin tied Danny up at Angola for the tournament. I think Austin didn't win the playoff, but and then he shot a 68 at Battleground this year. At the state tournament, the first day Austin shot a 74, and he came back the second day and shot a 71, and finished 7th place in the state of Indiana as a junior. Pretty good. He's been all city for 3 years, and hopefully get a 4th year here. And the highest honor that you can get as an individual in the state of Indiana is to be all-state. And after 3 years, Austin has been all-state 2 years, and hopefully we've got a 3rd year coming up this year. But the main thing I can say about both these kids is that they care about how the team does, mainly. And golf is really an individual sport, but these kids really care about it. Austin and Danny always come in and ask me, what can we do to make the team better? And that's what makes these guys special. Anyway, Austin will be going to Mississippi State. He loves the warmer weather, and that's a great place to go. So let's give a big round of applause for Austin.
Next up, we're going to talk a little gymnastics. If Coach Gibson will come up. noticed, wow, he's tall. Right. I come from the cheap seats over here. I do appreciate Cathedral allowing us to join in on this. This is my 4th time being here with gymnasts that are signing. I take it seriously, even though it's No Shave November, Morgan. I trimmed it, I got it, and I wore my dress sweats to make sure that I did a good impression here. So, I've had several gymnasts that attended here, and they always would talk about the traditions, and one of them was decorating the hill. I came in the main hallway and I saw a picture. That just looks like Halloween. Gang, that's not decorating, is it? Toilet paper? All right. I thought they came up and put lights up and stuff, but it was interesting. I have a little different situation with gymnastics. I've coached Morgan since she was probably 7 years old, and she's been a part of our program even longer than that. So I get the opportunity to watch them grow as human beings and people and athletes. So this is looking at, 11 years of coaching her. As she progressed through the levels, the time commitment increases. Currently, she's in the gym 21 hours a week. And she never has stopped working. It's easy for really great athletes when they have a setback to bounce back and take that time off and prepare for the next round. Morgan's had to fight for every step, every movement up the levels, and is so dedicated, never quitting. She's endured several injuries, and there were several times where I wondered if she was going to be able to bounce back and stick with it, but she has. And she's now been 4 or 5 years at our highest level. It was probably about 2 years ago when she decided that she wanted to continue doing gymnastics in college. And I think that everybody up here is probably in the same boat. They're all hard workers. They dedicate themselves. They're high achievers. And there comes a point when they have to make a decision whether they're going to, go to the college of their dream that's going to lead to their career, or if they're going to step back and make a decision to look at other options so they can continue their love of the sport. And she's been a great leader for us the last 2 years. And like the men's golf team, I still have 1 more season with her, so I got that to look forward to. But we will definitely miss her leadership after this season. I'm glad she opened her options to D2 and went and looked and found a place that she's going to be happy at, I hope, because I know that Wisconsin Whitewater is going to be happy to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Next up, softball and Coach Bambrick.
Initially, I just want to congratulate these 16 student athletes up here. What a phenomenal accomplishment for each and every one of you and your families as well. A lot of years of hard work, so congrats to all of you. I'm here on behalf of Brittany Ford. Brittany, would you please stand? Joining us this morning are Brittany's parents, Joe and Lori Ford, her brothers, Brian and Trevor, and her travel coach, Corey Gerby. So welcome to the Ford family. Brittany is actually going to become 4th generation in her family to attend IU, which is also quite amazing. Throughout her career, and again, we're a spring sport, so she has 1 more full season left with us, but in her first 3 years, she is a power hitter. For those of you not seen us play, she has 78 RBIs and 20 home runs. But arguably, you could say she had 21 because in the city championship 2 years ago, she was called out by the opposing coach for missing 3rd base. So we'll continue to work on that goal as she moves forward. in all seriousness though, Brittany has been very instrumental in leading our team to city title, sectional title, and regional championship in 2016. If you look at maybe what was a big highlight thus far in her career, personally I would have to say, as a sophomore, during her sophomore season, we were playing Center Grove, who's the defending state champions, and we were down 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th, 2 runners on base, Brittany's at the plate, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch, and she hits a walk-off homer down the left field line, clears the fence for an amazing 5-4 victory over the defending state champions. So that's something that I will always remember. Brittany is also a testament that hard work pays off. She continually works on her game, has played several years of travel ball, constantly working on personal training, working on hitting mechanics, going to pitching lessons, and always striving to do and become even better. And overall, on behalf of Coach Matthews and myself, so impressed with the maturity and growth she has shown. She's come a long way since her freshman year. In her leadership, she is a true competitor. I mean, she is going to fight at all costs in order to come out on top. Has become a great vocal leader and very supportive of her teammates who've also, many of them have joined us this morning. And very, very proud of you being able to fulfill your dream to play at the next level and at your dream school, IU. Congrats.
Thank you, Linda. Next up, Coach Freachy in baseball.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here this morning for the special occasion in order to recognize the individuals up front. On behalf of our staff, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the student athletes and their families. It's no doubt that through a lot of hard work, support, and passion for your respective sports, you have all earned the opportunity to continue at the next level. This morning, I'd like to specifically recognize Jared Poland, if you could stand please, and his parents, Chris and Anna Poland. Congratulations on your signing to continue your education and to play baseball at the University of Louisville. JP has been a pleasure to work with and coach in our short time together. He has contributed for 3 years at a high level as a varsity player in our program and will continue to contribute to the Cathedral baseball program and many other aspects of Cathedral High School this year. As a couple other coaches have said up here, we're fortunate to have Jared for another season still, and we're looking forward to that. Last season, Jared led us in most offensive categories, won the Quality at Bat Award, was voted Offensive MVP, and played a very solid shortstop on a team that went on to go undefeated, win a state championship, and receive recognition in various national polls. Jared, one of many highlights in a 1-0 game at the time against a very good Lawrence North team in the sectional championship, had an at-bat that I believe was a 3 RBI triple that put us up. That would have been out at most parks, and gave us the opportunity at that moment to move on and continue playing. It was a tremendous at-bat. On top of these honors, JP was named to a number of all-state teams, also recognized individually nationally, all-metro, all-city, basically you name it, he was on it. He works hard in the classroom, works at his craft individually and here at school. Jared is constantly working and playing. We will continue to look to JP as a leader and key contributor in the upcoming season. Congratulations again to Jared, who's rocking the beard. I'm going to go with no shave November, but I think he has no shave most months. Our staff and the rest of the Cathedral baseball program are looking forward to the upcoming season and continuing to work with Jared. And the best of luck to you this year and beyond. Thank you all again for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. Go Irish.
Thank you, Coach Freachy. Just a note, we're probably going to run a little long here for you students. you'll be okay. Mr. Warland has already sent out a note to all the teachers and everything, so you'll still get your picture taken and all of those things. So I know you want to hustle to get the academic side, but you got a little time, so you'll be okay. Next up, Coach Delaney, boys basketball.
Move this up a little bit. First, I'd like to congratulate all the student athletes on achieving dreams and goals that you've had probably since you were little kids. That's a major accomplishment to hit. Also to the parents, I know free education and getting your kids to college is a big deal as well. So congratulations to all the parents, family members that are here this morning as well. So I'm here to talk about Jerron Coleman. First, I'd like Jerron's parents to stand up and be recognized, please. As a parent, I know getting free education for my kids someday, I'm hoping they can be as good as some of these in some sports or some academic areas. We're here for Jerron Coleman, so if Jerron will stand up, please. I'm sure Jerron is wondering what I'm going to say right now, but Jerron's freshman and sophomore year competed against him, and then got the opportunity when I took over a AAU team with Spies a couple years ago. They said, Jerron Coleman is going to join you. At the time, I thought Jerron Coleman was Danny Goggins. And so Jerron shows up, I'm like, oh, I remember him. So in a lot of trips that we got to ride together, Grand Rapids and Chicago and some other places, we really got to know each other. And the thing about Jerron was he could guard or play all 5 positions. And we had another kid on that team, 6'10", who's going to go play Division I basketball as well. But Jerron he could guard the 6'10" kids and stuff like that. So his versatility really was a big selling point. And so the job opened up here, and I got the job here at Cathedral last year. And so Jerron, you can see the theme kind of stuck with me here. So come in, and one of the things we do as a coach is push our kids to be their best. As a sophomore, Jerron averaged 8 points and 3 rebounds a game. Last year as a junior, he averaged close to 20 points and over 7 rebounds a game, led us to the first city title since 2013, and was named a Junior Indiana All-Star, which is a huge accomplishment. He's also, just in the last week, and it's started to come out in the Indy Star today, on the super team, all preseason team with some really major and talented kids, so that's a huge accomplishment for Jerron. Also, he'll be on the cover of Hoosier Basketball Magazine, which has been around for years, and with the likes of Damon Bailey and all these other guys, and so Jerron will be on the cover of that, so it's a huge accomplishment. But Jerron committed to Ball State, and being a Ball State grad and also having a kid there that played for me in the past, I think it's going to be a great fit for him. They're putting a lot of money into their facilities, and the head coach there, since he's been there for 5 years, he's had 8 Indiana All-Stars, so the talent is coming to Ball State. They were on national TV last night, guaranteed 3 more games on ESPN, so you get a chance to watch Jerron as well. When Jerron committed in his Indy Star article, the thing that stood out to me most was not how he was focused on his future at Ball State, but his quote was about how he still has some business in high school that he would like to complete. How he has the goal of winning a state title. Here at Cathedral, if you walk in the gym, you will see banners for days, but you will only see one high school basketball state championship here in Cathedral's history. That was 1998 in the class of 3A. With Jerron leading now, a year more mature, and his comments being mature about how he wants to win a state title before he walks out of here. So that, to me as a coach, his focus wasn't on his future, it was on the present. So we start on Wednesday night in the booming metropolis of Gary, Indiana, playing Gary Lighthouse, who has a 6'7" kid that's nationally ranked. It's going to be a great test for us, but we get an opportunity to start working towards his final goal of high school on Wednesday night, and hopefully we'll get that done. But Jerron, is a pleasure to coach. And one thing, we stayed together in AAU. He played on the 17s, I was on the 16s. We continued to travel together. And when I was coaching the 16 age level, he'd be sitting on the bench, and I think our relationship really blossomed. The one thing that people always talked about was about Jerron's kindness, how he kind of went that extra mile to help people. And so it's been a pleasure coaching Jerron. I don't know if he could say that all the time. I'm pretty calm, I don't yell very much, but I think hopefully back when he goes down the road that he'll understand why Coach Delaney said some of the things and did some of the things that he did. But as a person, I love coaching Jerron, loving being around Jerron, and congratulations to Jerron once again on his future also.
Thank you, Coach Delaney. Next up, crowd favorite Howard Fogel and girls lacrosse.
First off, I've had a chance to coach and teach and go on mission trips with so many of the kids on this, so kind of feeling really humbled and blessed to be around some amazing kids, so congratulations to all you guys. Also want to thank Coach White and former Coach Irby for the opportunity to represent the girls lacrosse program. I always joke that I'm just part of the program, I don't really do a whole lot. I'm here to introduce Kate Burnside, and number one, I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Burnside because this is the end of the road for them. There have been a whole lot of Burnsides that have gone through the school. Thank you for supporting our mission and for giving us some amazing kids to work with. It is a pleasure to introduce one of the most accomplished players to ever wear a Cathedral girls lacrosse jersey. Kate has helped lead her team to 2 state championships and a runner-up finish in her 3 years on the varsity. She's been recognized as an all-state player and all-American. When Kate first started on the team, she was this shy, quiet little girl and didn't say much to anybody. I nicknamed her Kid just so I can get her to talk to me because she says, "Why are you calling me that?" And the thing about her was she just kind of dug in and worked harder than anybody else on that playing field. And you could just see that every girl on that team kind of adopted her as their baby sister. And as she's moved on and kind of taken on that role of herself of mentoring the younger players, there's no doubt in my mind that why she's going to be a 2-time captain of our team and the undisputed leader of our team, both on and off the field.